Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Icenia campaign. Last time, we finished conquering Cantiacia and establishing it as a province of our nation, soon to be the capital province, although maybe not so soon. The main thing we're waiting for is, of course, political influence, which we have very little ability to push into a higher gain rate per month. We may get events that give us some, or more likely take some from us as costs for things, but we basically have to just kind of wait for this to tick up. There's sort of not much else we can do. It's extremely expensive to do the city building and capital moving combo, and it will take a while to get that all set up, but of course we'll build the city there first. Now, something I've been trying to figure out is what to do with my vast treasury of gold, rather. And I talked a bit last time about potentially establishing a settlement building in my nation in order to improve our economy. However, I looked at our demographics a bit, and I made a discovery that I suppose I'd known about, but I hadn't really thought about that much. We don't really have much of a slave population. Despite taking some slaves here and there during our wars, we haven't really built up a large population of slaves, which means any settlement building, which are mostly going to be profitable based on the number of slaves you assign to them, will basically consume all of the slaves in our nation all at the same time in order to make it profitable, if at all. So I'd rather keep the slaves dispersed as they are, and instead of building settlement infrastructure, I think what we'll do is actually do city infrastructure. Now, I've already talked about my plan to found a city in Londinium after certain conditions are met, but we do actually have three cities already. Wenta Icenorum, our current capital, which could certainly be improved, Cumulodunum, which I will get to in a moment, and, Durawernum, which we talked about last time, why we're going to keep this city and keep investing in it. And we also made it the capital for the, what's the culture called? The Kantian culture. Now, we could, not the capital, the colony for the Kantian culture. Now, we also have Trinowantian culture here in this part of our nation, and I actually did look to see where it would found a colony for them if I were to select it. I actually can't select it now because of the colonial ventures, which basically represents the establishment of that colony in Durawernum. 457, we'd be able to found another colony, but until then we can't, so we'll just have to live with that and not found any colonies until that time. But none of the locations that the Trinowantian culture is present at really make for great colony locations. And the other issue is the location selected by this option is actually Cumulodunum, which I suppose makes sense because it is currently a city. But that gets us to the issue of Cumulodunum. I don't think it will be a city much longer. It's in the forest, which is basically the entire reason I don't want it to be a city long term. Forests are not great locations for cities. And even though, again, we're a tribe, we're not going to ever reach our population capacity almost ever anytime soon. That being said, I do still care about having really good locations for cities, and that's, by the way, why I've made such a big deal about establishing Londinium as my future capital. It is the best location in Britannia for a capital, I will argue. It's in the farmland, which is a fantastic 10% pop capacity bonus, along with those other bonuses you see on the screen there. It's also on a major river, and it has a port on the major river, which is incredible, and gives us a gigantic population bonus. Where am I looking for that? No, not manpower. Here it is. Adjacent to major river, 10% bonus for that. That's incredible. So as a tribe, this is the best kind of tile we could ever hope for, and this will be a fantastic location for a big, built-up capital city. So that being said, Cumulodunum doesn't look so hot by comparison. It is on the coast, which is a bit of a bonus. And we could certainly make it a city, and it could work. However, after giving it a lot of thought, I've decided I would rather kind of de-invest from Cumulodunum and recoup the cost from the fortress and just suffer the tyranny cost of revoking its city status. That tyranny isn't so bad. We will recover it pretty quick with our monthly tick. And of course, we need to remember to actually manually disassemble the fortress first and then revoke the city status, so we get the money from the fortress. And the people of Cumulodunum will probably mostly resettle to Durawernum, Durawernum, my apologies, which is totally fine as this is going to be a permanent city location here in the plains. That all being said, let's go ahead and actually make these actions now. So let's go ahead and dismantle that fortress, and we'll go ahead and revoke the city status here in Camulodunum. That's that. So Camulodunum is now just a settlement, and the population will start to disperse to some degree. Now that that's taken care of, we can actually use our money to invest in something else. And I'm thinking either in Wente Econorum or Durawernum. What do we want to do here? Now, one thing we want to do in Durawernum is get everyone converted over to Icenia culture. And one way we could do this is to build, where was it? Marketplaces. This grants us civ level, pop assimilation speed, and also starts to grant us base trade route amounts, although that's a very small amount, of course. There are a lot of other options we could pick between as well. Now, in terms of what this location will provide us, it's hard to tell because of how damaged the city is from having just been looted, but it does produce a bit of tax with its large population, so something like the tax office could be valuable. However, we're not talking about Roma or some other really big cosmopolitan city that has dozens and dozens and dozens of productive people living there. This is, still a tribal settlement, or rather a tribal city, and will never be super, super valuable just on its own. The tribesmen in tribal nations tend to be just spread out all over the place, and your economy is very decentralized, as it were. Given that, instead of a financial bonus, I would rather get the just straight up 2.5% pop assimilation speed from the marketplace. It will cost 84 gold to do, and that's being modified by our status as a local power and our finesse of our ruler, whose finesse is, 6. And yeah, this is probably the best deal we're going to get for that gold. Other options are things like the granary, although having the granary in this port town, even though it will be fortified, and if we lose Durawernum in a war, we're already going to be in trouble. I'd rather have the granary be in the capital, Lindinium, to be honest. It just seems to make more sense. We're the future capital. Other options are certainly fine. They're not bad, but I just think the best use of our money is to build a marketplace in Durawernum, since it already has the fortress and the port, so we will go ahead and do that now. Alright, we're going to build one marketplace. We may even build a second marketplace once this completes, but we'll revisit that later. Now, we can also use our money to build stuff in Wente Econorum. If we take a look at its population, everyone here is already a Kenny, so a marketplace here wouldn't be particularly valuable for that purpose. I apologize, my throat's a bit sore, so hopefully it's not kind of hard to hear me. But I wanted to make this episode so bad I just went for it. What I could do is I could build a granary in Wente Econorum just to be able to have a higher food capacity. This is going to be the capital of Icenia basically for the entire game. I don't imagine we'll ever move the capital. There's no other location in Icenia, the province, that is better than Wente Econorum that already has stuff built up. So we'll leave that alone. Anything else we'd want to build here? I suppose we could build the training camp. Let's see. I think we'll actually leave that alone for now. We don't need to spend all of our money right away, and it's kind of nice to have money stored up because you get a lot of events that have a money cost option that you may want to take. So we'll save our money for now. We've made our investment. Again, I'm playing very carefully as a tribe because of how small our income is. We've made a lot of money from conquests and whatnot, but we have to be a little careful with our money. So let's go ahead and resume. That's speed 3. That's fine. Yeah, the marketplace will build away. One thing we could do actually with our money is we could actually start to build a navy. But I think it's a little too early for that. I would rather wait until I'll look at that in a moment. We have some trade options. Trying to trade for the hemp. Let's see. Once this it won't be the capital super soon. Let's take a look and see what the hemp actually does, though. Ship damage. Yeah, we're absolutely fine to trade that away. Any Germans want to trade with me? You do. Okay, we're going to trade with Rudignia. Trade that away. That's fine. Okay. What was I just looking at? I was looking at the military traditions. That's right. Let's see. Anything that gives us any kind of naval improvements? I don't think so for us. No, it's all land stuff, which is what I expected. This is not a naval power kind of nation here. Or a kind of people. Yeah. We would have to embrace a different kind of tradition. I'm not even sure which one would be the one for us. I suppose that goes down to technology. But since you have to... Embracing traditions is like... Or, sorry, not technology. What am I talking about? Or is it technology? Or is it a decision? I guess I'm not entirely... I don't remember offhand how you do that with embracing different kinds of traditions. It's some way. I thought it was through technology. I need to revisit that in the wiki. It's been a while since I've done that. So, or let me know in the comments how you embrace a military tradition, and I will know. Basically, until we embrace a different tradition, we're going to be trapped with the really terrible, just basic ships that are available to us. So we'll just leave that alone. We can have a navy, and we've seen that there has been some naval action happening in our previous wars, but not a high priority whatsoever. That's totally fine. Also, I'll have to keep an eye on when we hit October 1st of this year, because that's when I have to renew my Omen, and I really do not want to get off track from that. That would be annoying. Oh, Marketplace finished at the exact moment my levies are available again. Isn't that convenient? So it's the 10th of April. Our levies are now ready to go, and I think I'm also ready to go to war. So Dabunia here, they've got a pretty chunky population, and it's all Dabunians. Now, if we look at our population, that's not our population. Where is my population? Here it is. Our population, it's a bit smaller in terms of Icenia. It's much larger in terms of the overall number, but our levy is only drawn from the Icenia. So we actually have a smaller leviable population than they do. However, Duratriga, of course, here it is. Their population, they've got those 2 Trinawantian slaves that they stole from me. Their population is about comparable to Dabunia. So, all that being said, Dabunia's ally is, of course, Ordowicia over here in ancient Wales. They are going to have... they have a pretty small population. We're all going to be size 4 levies, just the minimum amount. Let's go ahead and go for it, I think. Ooh, and... Oh, that's... Okay, I thought they might have been building that in Cunetio. Now, Cunetio actually does have a wonder, as you may have noticed. It has Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of these absolute trash tier default wonders that Paradox inexplicably designed this way. It's like they designed the wonder system for this game, and then they were like, okay, we're doing something super similar in EU4, in the Leviathan update. Let's make that much better and actually have, well, I say better. As we know, the Leviathan update was a massive disaster for Paradox, but that's a whole other topic. But the specific matter of the way they designed wonders that exist in the world, they did much better in the Leviathan attempt than they did in this earlier Imperator Rome attempt. These default wonders have really... their bonuses are very minimal compared to what you can design on your own. That's not necessarily bad. I'd actually think that the wonder bonuses in this game are a little over the top, and I actually prefer the scaled down way these default wonders are designed. So like Omen power 20%, that's pretty good. Like, I'm not unhappy with that. But you can design a wonder with so much more potential than what these default wonders can do, and it just feels like a missed opportunity. I don't really I'll talk about the wonder designer a different time. I have a lot to say about that. But anyways, so this is certainly a big prize in any war against Dabunia is Cunetio, because we'd be able to get control of Stonehenge and that big Omen power bonus. Here's the issue. You'll notice where Cunetio is located and where Duratriga is located. You see my problem. Now, the other issue is that Duratriga's army is still raised now. last time I did a war, I debated waiting until Durotriga re-rose their army to go to the fight, because I was a little bit worried about being outnumbered. What I might do this time is the reverse. I might actually wait until Durotriga de-raises their levy and then go to war, so that I can run over to Canetio and occupy it before they can occupy it. Now, of course, that plan entirely ignores the fact that Dabunia and its ally Ordovicia will be running at me just to fight me with probably a larger army than what I have, and I don't necessarily have time, even though it's not fortified, to siege Canetio down. Now, the other issue, if I go to war while this army is raised, and it does actually have almost full morale, so that would be fine. My army will start up in Wenta Icanorum, which is super far away, and Durotriga is very likely to get to Canetio before me. But the other issue is, if I do the war now while their army is raised, Dabunia may actually distract Durotriga with their army, or fight them in or around Canetio. All that is to say, if my goal is to seize Canetio, which I would also like to seize because I want to be able to get these 4 settlements in Durotrigia in the peace deal. Otherwise, Durotriga will be able to get it. And possibly sneak my way over to get Aquae Sulis. All that is to say, I think what I will do is go to war now while the army is raised, and hope that this army and the Dabunian army distract each other while I kind of sprint in for Canetio. So we're going to go ahead and chance it here. I can, as a safety precaution, use some of my big bank of money to hire these mercenaries to help me out. So that's one reason to keep my money around, because these mercenaries... that's not the right button. Here it is. 100 gold, and a pretty sizable monthly amount as well. So that's our backup plan. If everything falls apart in this sort of this blitzkrieg towards Stonehenge, we'll be able to hire the mercenaries to save us. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Bit of a bold strategy here. I made a big deal in the first episode about how cautious I am, but when it comes to these actual, like, I'm cautious in the way I plan, but my plans aren't always cautious. They're cautiously planned, but they're planned aggressively, I feel. So I don't know if that made sense. Let's take Dabunia, call in Durotriga. I suppose we don't have to call them in, but I definitely want them to come help me out, because I'm not sure I can even take on just Dabunia by myself, let alone Dabunia and their Welsh friends over there. I guess they're not necessarily Welsh, but maybe they are. I don't know. Let's go for it. My tribal chief, the Bertani local power of Durotriga, has honored our military alliance and joined our invincible armies in the war versus Dabunia and Ordovicia. They are now at war with us. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the levy up. And I noted last time the structure of my levy bizarrely changed to 3 infantry and 1 chariot. This is probably about the same quality. I kind of preferred the old system, because at least it was evenly split between the cavalry army and the infantry army. Now it's going to be kind of harder to choose the tactics that line up great, but we'll just deal with it. Oh, okay, interesting. It actually was split 3 ways this time. So actually, this is totally fine now. The chief, she got... Okay, this is nice. Maybe this means the chief will be the leader of this army, finally. She'll have her day in the sun. I'll actually make her the person that the other 2 are attached to. We will attach to you, and we'll attach to you. Now, these little infantry lads, they will go ahead and grab skirmishing as before. And then the big chief herself with her mix of infantry and chariots. Let's actually go ahead and modify this like so, just because she actually has 2 types of units, that matters. And I think envelopment might be the best. Yeah, I'll go for envelopment. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see what we can do here. This will also at least mean that we're not losing as many cavalry in those sort of weird multi-phase fights. All right. Now, can we pull this off? We'll see. I cannot force marched, however, which I would do if I was playing as Roma, because I don't have the invention of quick march. Or I guess I wouldn't until I had the invention of quick march as Roma either. And actually, out of curiosity, where is that invention at? How far down? what was it called? Hold on. I don't know why I'm looking at this, but quick march. Oh, here it is. Wow, that's really far down. Okay, I guess as Roma, I wouldn't be doing this either, because that's like quite a command. Okay, whatever. Before the technology overhaul, I used force march all the time in this game. It was a great like micro thing. You could force march at really good times to kind of race ahead. The AI almost never used force march ever, so you're able to really maneuver your way around. And as you've seen, I'm a big nerd about maneuvering in these games and in the warfare. Anyways, down we go. Let's start this war off right. Okay, so Duratriga once again is splitting their army, bizarrely. Okay, here they go. They're going towards Canetio. That is... Oh, they're not actually. They're going to their... where are they going? Leucomeg... Oh, yeah, they are going to... I thought they were in Leucomegas, but they were actually just going there to then probably go to Canetio. All I can hope is that they either are supremely stupid and actually give me occupation of Canetio. This, by the way, would be the best situation for the AI to not give occupation to me. It makes enormous sense for them to keep Canetio, but possibly I will be lucky and they're such good fans of me that they will go ahead and give me occupation against their own interest. It's in their own province. It's their capital. It's bordering them directly. It's extremely, extremely likely that a competent AI would keep that. So, anyways. Excellent land management. We have received happy news from the province of Icenia, where local officials report consistently abundant harvests after experimenting with new methods of land management. Leaving them to their work will no doubt swell the food stores of the province, but the managers and their practices might be more useful distributed across the farmlands of Icenia. So we get, this will not matter at all, because Icenia has basically maxed out food. Could lose some money and gain food bonus in our whole nation. We basically don't have food problems anywhere at all, so none of these are really super important. I suppose I'll get the lower bonus in our whole nation, because none of these are super valuable for me. Anyways, down we go. It's going to take us a while to get over there. Okay, here come the Debunians, and immediately the Duratrigans have made a pretty big strategic error by splitting their force like this. Hopefully they go back together. No. Okay, maybe I will be able to sneak into Canetio. As long as I get to Canetio and siege it down quickly, it's an unfortified location, so... Oh, come on, don't come to me. Oh, he's coming into my territory. Oh, no, he's going after them. Okay, that's much better. No, don't siege it, don't siege it. No, go help your friend. Once this battle starts, maybe he'll go help his friend. Please. No, stop sieging it. Stop sieging it. No, don't split. No, stop sieging it. Go help your friends. No! Damn it, Duratriga. Why do you have to be a good AI sometimes? Anyways, well, this is a bit of an issue because now they both have this location, and they're losing the battle up here in, what's this place? Alana. So, let's go ahead. Where's a good location for us to set up? Is this across the river from Alana? It might be. I don't think it is, but we'll set up in Lanium, just in case they want to come fight us right away. Okay, here come the Ordowikians. Ooh, maybe we don't want to set up here, actually. Let's go to the marshes in Pontes and wait for these guys to come group with us. Now, we really do not want the two enemy armies to unite together into one big stack. We can't take on that big stack, and I don't trust Duratriga to join us to take on the big stack with us. If they do that, and they start marauding around unstoppably, I might have to hire those mercenaries, but we really don't want to do that. That's a pretty big cost for overkill mercenaries. So, can we sneak in to fight them before the other army shows up? Although the other army went into the fog of war. I saw them pop out, then they went back, so I don't know where they are. Let's go to Actually, let's go here. They're not in Dorne anymore, so... Oh, wait, here they are. Or part of their army. Okay. Let's go to Lamium and see what they do. They're moving away. Once they're locked, maybe we can sneak back over. But maybe not, though. Well, maybe yes. Hold on. Oh, no, I see what's going on. They've actually they've started following the Debunian army. That's no good. But not all of them have. Only part of their army has followed the Debunian army. I think what I should do is... The Durotrigans really kind of screwed this one up here at the start. Hopefully the trade-off is that the Ordowikians are able to unsiege Canetio and take it away from Durotrigan control at the very least. Let's wait and see what happens here. Could I beat them? Their morale is not full though. Actually, their morale is actually quite substantially not at full. Can we sneak over there and get a cheesy quick victory against a similarly sized force? Let's see how this looks. Oh, we certainly can if they leave. Let's see. Oh no, they're both leaving now. Okay, I probably... Being a... Now that's a 3.15 out of 345. That's too high morale to really comfortably make that attack. I'll just wait now for them to leave. That's fine. Once they're gone, where should I go? I kind of want to start sniping these smaller armies while they're split away from this larger stack. They're gathering up all their forces together under Debunia, so let's actually make our way down this way. And not... Well, hold on. Let's go here. Let them finish unsieging Canetio, and then we'll move in and start attacking these smaller armies. I don't want to make him move by coming into Wereulocio, but I also don't want to miss him in Canetio. I think I'll chance it. He might move away, but I think he will finish unsieging, and I can just move in straight away. All right, good. That's what I wanted to see. Now we'll come in and slaughter him, or we'll miss him. We'll miss him. Or wait, maybe we shouldn't go in. Okay, there's so much going on here. Okay, so here's a really key thing. The big combination stack is split up. The Debunians are going east, and the Ordowikians are going south. Where are you going? Into Canetio. Once either of you are locked, I will go into Canetio. Where are you getting there? 14? Where are you leaving? 12. There's a little window in which you won't be in Canetio, and you will be in Canetio, and you won't be able... Well, you're going here. You'd be able to come join. But I think we'd be able to get enough of an advantage, and you're also roaming around down here. You could come join as well. Okay, we need to time this very carefully. Okay, never mind. Everyone just changed their movement orders. Hate when that happens after I made all these plans. Okay, the Ordowikians are staying in Abona. You're coming to Verlocio. Okay, you're going to come fight me over here. That's fine. Okay, now you're both coming to fight me over here. That might still be fine. But there's a lot of force, like, if all of these little 500 stacks all came at me at once to join that fight, which I think they would, I would probably lose. So can I escape? Yes, I can. 15th of August, and you're getting here the 17th and the 16th. Let's withdraw into Durocornoium and just shift this way. I really want the Durotrigan army to be closer to me before I make any big actions with all these little stacks running around. Okay, they're all coming in to Verlucio. Okay, now we're here. Now, what's likely going to happen is this large combined army will arrive and then immediately move on Durocornoium. If I can get a river crossing for them, that would be ideal. Can I bait them into crossing the river into the marsh? That would be the perfect outcome. Or they split up. Okay, now they're both going south. I think they're combining these two groups. With these two groups combined, I can no longer... Like, I could possibly defeat this army, this combined army, but these two groups combined, I don't think I could defeat this 2,800-man force with my 20,000. Even though I'm pretty lucky and I'm smart with terrain, I would definitely need the Durotrigans to help at that point. So this is actually... I think I've actually kind of screwed up my strategy here. I've allowed the Ordowikians and the Debunians to really unite their forces all over the place, which is the exact thing I wanted to stop from happening. We're in a pretty actually dangerous position here. This combined force that's meeting up in Canetio, or in north of Canetio, they can easily challenge me even across the river into the marsh. I kind of need the Durotrigans to come support me, but they're not really reliable. They're kind of just roaming around down here. It's going to be a really tough one to find the strategy to get this one under control again. But that will have to wait for next time. Sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger there. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this strategy-centric episode of the Icenia campaign, and I will see you all next time.